Hi there, and welcome to Chita Diaries. So, I am a Zambian YouTuber who does random hair and lifestyle videos. In case this is your first time, welcome. For my oldies, hello, 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 hello. I hope you've been well. And yes, as you can see from the title, I am talking about why I am single, and it will be a long one. But thank you for actually clicking on the video, even though you saw how long it would be. But yes, I am 27 years old, and I have been single for predominantly my entire adult life. In fact, I can even add my teen years, like 13 to 18, 18 up until the age of 27. I have been single. Okay, single. Have I had a couple of, situationships? Yes, I have, but I've never been in a fully committed relationship, if I can call it that. And I will let you know why. So, the reason why I'm even doing this video, it's more of a rant or me just venting because I experience people always talking to me, always giving me advice, always asking me why I am single. And I tell them, but they still don't get it. So even as I make this video, people have their own opinions and they won't get it. I'm not expecting anyone to get it, but I will just vent anyways and explain why I'm single. And maybe there's people out there who are just like me who can relate to this, and I want them, to at least see someone they can relate to. There's lots of people who've done such videos, but they're largely in the minority. Everybody wants to be booed up or is already booed up, and that's nice. I respect that. I'm glad when I see other people happy, but people like me are happy being single as well, and no one understands that. They just don't. So yes, this is what this video is about today. So some of the main things, like I thought about, why do people want me to get into a relationship? Like there's four major things that come up. The first thing, and I will just be real, and let's all be real. The first thing that comes up, especially for my, okay, just my peers, my generation. In fact, it doesn't even have to be my generation, but just, our society and the culture that we live in. The first thing that comes up is money and financial security. People want you to get into a relationship so you can have a man or find a man who can take care of you. That's the first thing that comes up. The second thing is sex. Okay, it is sex. My friends worry about me. They're like, you're getting old, you're wasting your youth, you're celibate most of the time, you know, find someone, okay, like you need to be having good sex at your age. That's the second thing. Third thing is love. Love, love. You need to find someone who you can love and who can love you. You need to find someone who will make you whole, who will make you feel complete. I know a whole bunch of hopeless romantics, and to some extent, I am a hopeless romantic, but only when I'm watching movies. But in real life, not so much. I don't even know. But the third thing that comes up is love. Okay, love. And then the fourth thing is companionship. So you need someone, who can be your best friend, someone who can understand you, someone you can just, spend the rest of your life with. So that's the fourth thing, companionship. So these, I feel like I have said, are the four common things that come up when people are telling me I need to get into a relationship. So let's talk about the first thing, money. Now, when people say you need to find a husband, you need to find a man to take care of you, to pay your bills, half the time it's actually friends or family or people who like they have jobs of their own. They were independent women before they got into a relationship, but they're like, okay, sometimes it's just nice to get taken care of, like, use your power as a woman to have someone pay your bills and take care of you. Like, why should you buy certain things or certain assets with your own money? So they're like, you let a man do that because it's just what they know, and it's an option for them to just I won't use the word use men, but get your man. Like, that's their job. Like, that's their responsibility to take care of you. Like, you are worth it. You can find someone who can take care of you. Why must you suffer and struggle paying all these bills on your own? You don't need to do that. Get yourself a man. Now, I understand that. And to be honest, like, there's days when I'm having like a really tough month, a really tough week, and I would joke with my sisters or my friends saying, like, I'm ready to be someone's sugar baby. I'm ready to be a gold digger. Like, my like 9 to 5s are overrated. Like I'd rather be home, okay, than just chilling watching Netflix, okay, and having and being pampered, or just showered with money. Like, there's times where I joke about that, but I don't think I would actually be that person. Or maybe I would. I don't even know. But where I am right now, the type of person that I've been for most of my life is I like to have my own money. And even if eventually I met someone and I settled with them, I wouldn't want them to buy everything, every major asset in my life for me. I feel like even if they did, they should still know. Like, I'm someone who would, okay, fine, if you buy me a car or you buy me a house or you take me on a really nice vacation, know that you're not doing that, from a position of power or superiority. Know that I can also afford it. Know that if you didn't get it for me, I can still get it for myself. Like, I'm that type of person who needs to have, okay, fine. It's like, what's the phrase for it? Power something. I don't even know, but I'm a very, very proud person. And some of you might look at it as a bad virtue, but for me, I'm like, it's how I am, and I don't want to change. It's just a part of my character or personality. Like, that's who I am. I'm a very proud person, and I like to make money of my own. I like to get stuff of my own. If someone is going to get something for me, they had better know that I can afford it. Like, I don't want anyone to hold anything over my head and say, I am the reason why you have this, I am the reason why you have that. They need to know that with or without them, I can still afford those things. So, with that being said, the whole thing of get a man to pay your bills and whatnot, yeah, I guess it would be convenient, but there's also this problem that comes up when, like I had mentioned, they will start to hold things over your head, and then you start to feel like an object, or something that is owned. And that's a really, 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 really bad feeling, because when you throw yourself into relationships or marriages where you have no money of your own, and in in case things start to go sour, like, it's very hard for you to adjust to a life of your own, or for you to leave, because you feel like you can't take care of yourself. Or even during those bad times, even if you don't want to leave, they will hold that over your heads. And I can't be that person, you guys. Okay, let me say I can't be that person. I wouldn't want to be that person. So that's why the whole argument of find someone, who can take care of you. That's my reason why that isn't important to me. I'd rather take care of myself. Like, it's fine. I would rather have, that peace of mind, and my pride keeps me going, keeps me ambitious to get my own stuff. So that's the first thing. The second thing is sex. Here, I think out of all four, this is the only thing where I can actually listen to them and be like, okay, fine, maybe you have a point. Out of all these four, like, the only thing, is at your age, you're wasting your youth. Like, you need to be in a really good or functioning or healthy sexual relationship. And Christians or judgy people, like, like, if you want, click out of this video. Like, it's fine. Like, I will see you in the next one, but we don't need your judgment. It's fine. You can click out. We will see you next week or whenever I post again. But yes, the whole thing of you need to, like, you need to be having good sex. I understand that. I do. Trust me. But most of the time, and this is the thing, like, I have gotten to a point where I feel like sex is overrated. It really is. The world around, like once you start a sexual relationship, unless you're a prostitute with no feelings, you would definitely catch feelings. And if you're in a toxic or messy relationship, it just there's a phrase that my sister told me about called, and it's people being digmatized, like, where you just lose your senses and you do so many dumb things. I don't want to enter into something just for that, because it gets messy. Some people can get away with casual relationships, or, getting into, like, what if everything else around that relationship, and I've seen these people are dating or married to people who have no money, no personality, they aren't even physically attractive, but they're just stigmatized, and they're in such horrible relationships. They're sad, they're miserable. But really, is it worth it, just for that? Like, it's not necessary for me. And yes, there's times when we have needs, we can make arrangements, but I'm just like, why should I commit to a whole boyfriend just because you want me to have, like, a healthy functioning sexual relationship. There's so much more that goes into relationships. So I can't just get into one because I want to get laid. I look at the bigger picture. I'm one of those people who likes money more. In fact, there's times where I meet people and we could potentially date, but I'm like, you know what? I know your character. I know you'd be a really bad boyfriend, but I like your smarts. You're intelligent. We could do something in the future. Like I value you more as a friend, or you're a good connection. You're a good acquaintance. We can bounce ideas off of each other. That would add more value to both our lives. I don't want to start a relationship where it gets messy. We have to break up and then ignore each other or block each other or just be hostile towards each other. Like I already know there's that potential of this happening, so I'd rather keep you as a friend. I'd rather, like I said, like I am ambitious and I like money and I see the bigger picture. And sex is overrated to me. Like I would rather nurture friendships and acquaintances that will add more value to my life than exchanging like giving each other a couple of orgasms. It's not that serious to me. Like I've gotten to that age, or okay, not even that age, maybe not to that age, but I'm the type of person who's like, I look at the bigger picture. Like, what do I value more in life? And there's so much more, okay, that's more important than a couple of orgasms. Like that's me. So that thing of, you need to find a boyfriend. Most of these people that I encounter, like, we just make really, really bad boyfriends. And I'll get to that later. So that's the second thing. The third thing was what? Love. Love. And like I said, there's so many hopeless romantics out there who just feel like they need to be in a relationship for them to feel loved, for them to feel whole. Most of them have maybe, okay, I get it. People come from rough backgrounds. Maybe you went, like your childhood wasn't that great, where you didn't feel loved. So like it's just your character to seek, you know, a husband or a boyfriend. Like it's just your character. And even for guys as well, like there's actually guys too who just need to have, a girlfriend or a wife. And like that's like people just need, to be in a relationship to feel whole. Now I am not one of those people. I am not one of those people because, like I said, I see so many toxic relationships around me, and it always seems like people are constantly working hard. Like, in fact, people in the most successful relationships will tell you that you have to make that conscious effort to continue to love someone. Like, you actually have to think about it. It gets to a point where it's not even coming naturally, and they will admit that it's hard work. Like, you have to work hard just to tolerate each other. And I'm just like, but for what? Like for what? Like, what's the point of all of that? Especially if you've gotten to the point where you don't even like each other, but people just assume that you meet someone and they'll make you whole. It's work, but it's work. Like, you really have to, make an effort to maintain a relationship. But I'm like, for what? For what? And then this whole thing of, they ask you, why are you single? It's not healthy. Like, you must be sad, you must be miserable. And this is something that I really want to expand on. Like I said, so many people have done videos and made topics about this. But when people look at you and just assume or conclude that you're someone who's sad, and some will even tell you, I'm sure there's nights where you cry yourself to sleep because you're lonely and you're sad and you want a man. There are people who go through that. Like, I get it. There's people who are dependent on needing to be in a relationship, and it makes them sad. It actually makes them sad. But I am not one of those people. Then people who are like that just don't get it. They don't understand, and they think you're just fronting or chailing yourself. But trust and believe. Like, the things that keep me up at night are not me thinking of, oh no, like I need to be booed up, I need to have a boyfriend. I think about things that really, really bother me. Like, in recent times, like, I've gotten to an age where I've realized that, the years that I've spent with my parents thus far, you know, I'm wondering if they'll still be here 20 years from now, like their health, like God, like I'm going to give my parents good health, can you give them the energy? Like, I want them to be here 20 years from now, like for me to achieve so many things, for me to say thank you, for me to continue to have so many amazing experiences with my parents, even my siblings, and some of my best friends. Like, that's what's important to me. Like, that's why I keep staying up at night. Like God, please, like, give my parents long lives. Like, that's why I keep staying up at night. Like, because I love them so much. Like, That's the love I have. And then I get love back. And I think I have been spoiled with attention, and that's why getting a boyfriend isn't like a biggie for me. Like, I am spoiled with attention from my parents, my siblings, all my best friends, whether like whatever holiday there is, I have love around me, and I'm so grateful for that, I really am grateful for that. I have so much love, I have so much attention on the daily. In fact, I'm spoiled for attention. Like, I will have a whole bunch of people texting me good morning, good night. Not everybody has that. Like, I get it that you want someone who would make you feel whole, but I am fortunate enough, and it would just be extremely selfish of me to and actually quite stupid to go out there and look for someone or just beg for someone to make me whole. I don't see, you know, a boyfriend as a husband as someone who can fill me up and who can love me. Like, that's almost like, putting them into your life and expecting them to play the role of God in your life. Like, they're just human. They're just human. So why do you want, a mere human being to come and complete you, to make you whole, to love you, to do this and that? Like, it's not that serious. And I recognize that. I'm just like, I have had years and years and years of friendships and relationships that I've nurtured within my family, just my close circles, and those other people who give me love and who I love back. I'm not expecting these regular, and first of all, like, the caliber of men in my generation. And this is the thing, like, I'll keep saying my generation because I want to refer to what I know. The caliber, you guys, the caliber of men that we have, they don't even know what love is. They don't. And even if they do, and so, okay, fine, maybe they may know what love is, but they're not ready to give you. In fact, let me even stop calling it love. The respect that we want, just normal, standard respect. Like this is just the bare minimum, the average, what is expected. Like these are just normal standards of what you must give your wife or your girlfriend. And the caliber of men are down here. Zambian men, a typical Zambian man, you are down here. You're down, and I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about just being respectful. And when I say respect, I don't mean living for your wife and doing this. Being respectful. We're in this culture where cheating is normalized. Like, it is just normal. People have even stopped pretending. At least back in the day. Okay, but let me not say at least, because to some extent, I'm actually glad people don't pretend. Like, they're upfront about it. Someone will walk up to you with a wedding ring and try and shoot their shot. People will come into your DMs with their whole family as their profile picture and they will shoot their shot. Like, that is the culture that we're in. And it's just normal. It makes perfect sense to them. People cheat all the time. And people are like, but why are you cheating? Like, it's just like a man will be a man. But I'm just like, okay, so what am I getting myself into if that is what I should expect? If that is the norm? Why must I risk my happiness and my peace of mind to get into that? Like, I don't even want it or need it. And then people are forcing me to, I don't know, to just do a dumpster dive through the trash and pick someone who's decent, okay, who I should settle with. Like, it's not that serious. It really isn't that serious. And I'm not saying it's all men. Of course, you always have to get that disclaimer. I'm not saying it's all men, of course. But the loud ones, the vocal ones, the ones with courage, the ones who want to shoot their shot, most of them, like 90% of them, are in that caliber of Zambian men where they're just cheating and cheating and cheating, and it's normal, and they're disrespecting their wives and girlfriends, and it's fine. Like, it's perfect. It makes perfect sense to them. I have friends, I have colleagues who have this mentality, and it makes perfect sense to them. But dare their wives cheat on them? Dare their wives have a child with another man? They might as well go to prison for it. Like, it is such a big crime, but for them, they can have kids out of wedlock, they can be cheating, or even just people who are newlyweds, who are getting married now, who are engaged. You will see a picture on your social media to pop up, and like, oh, that's nice, because you know the girl, and like, that's nice. There'll be a whole ring, the whole surprise engagement, people taking a picture of you getting shocked. There'll be a chilanga molido, there'll be a kitchen party, there'll be a wedding. You see these pictures, and then someone will be next to you, oh, like, oh, this is so and so. I saw, this guy at the club last week kissing on a girl in the car park, or I saw this guy with some person who they also know, who maybe even is a friend of the girl, like, checking into a lodge or checking out of a lodge together. Like, it's not even rumors, it's hard evidence of people cheating, and it's fine, it's normal. It's a culture and society that we live in. Like, it's just been normalized. But for me and my member self, I'm just like, It's not that deep. I'm not going to put myself into that. I don't want to. I don't want to. And yes, that's the caliber of men that we have there. It's not all of them. There are a few who will meet your standards or whatnot. Oh, some, and people are like, no, they just pretend. They want to come to you and they're nice and they just pretend. I kind of believe that. And because that's a possibility, again, I'm just like, it's not that serious. I'm happy. I'm fine being single for as long as I can't find someone who like who just beats the bare minimum of being respectful and respecting the institution of marriage. Like why do people even get married then? Like I don't understand why people are getting married. And even you guys, I could do whole story times of people that have tried, okay, have tried me and tried some of my friends. And I have been in situationships, so I'm not even clean. Like one day I will do a story time of how, I have grown from that. And that's why I fight so hard to not want to be in that type of like situation or scenario ever again. But like literally, like people will get married. This is your first child. Your wife or your girlfriend is pregnant, like they're pregnant, they've just given birth, or even just during the pregnancy, there's this high chance that you're getting cheated on. The number of times, like, why people, they don't even feel shy. Like, you even know their wife just had a baby or their wife is pregnant, but they will text you and they'll be like, are you home? Can I come and see you? Like, with no shame. And just looking at them like, fam, like you just had a baby. Like, yes, you know, no, I won't even say what I was about to say because that's not an excuse, but it's just ridiculous. Like, what about the woman? Like, what about the one? Like, I am a woman, so I shouldn't tolerate such BS because that will be me one day. And Karma's a bitch. It really is. And not just karma. Like it just isn't something you should do. Like, why should you? Anyways, that's another story time. But it's just, this thing of find someone, you need to find love. I don't even think people are capable of giving me the love that I want. And I'm not going to settle for anything less. Like I said, there's love from God, from my parents, from my siblings, from my friends. There's this abundance of love that I'm not expecting you to match up or give me more of. Like, you'll be like a very small percentage of what I already have. So why should I sacrifice my happiness and my peace of mind for this substandard level of love? Like, no, it's fine. Like, it's not that serious. So that's the third thing, which was love. And then the fourth thing is companionship. And I feel like companionship is something like I've already covered with the whole love part. It's not that serious, guys. Like, it's not that serious. Husbands and boyfriends in our culture right now, okay, in the society that we live in, they're very overrated. And we know this. We see the red flags. We like our female intuition is just up there, like it's giving us red flags, and like it's just showing us red flags right from the beginning. And I trust my intuition. Of course, I may be paranoid sometimes, but most of the time, I end up being right about a feeling. And thankfully, like I said, like right from the beginning, like they don't even tell you, oh, I have a girlfriend, I have a wife, I have a fiance, but I like you, like let's do this. And I have gotten to a point where I'm just like, these situations are messy. They are so messy. And in today's culture, it's either you're the side chick or the mistress, or you're the wife or the girlfriend, and it's a lose-lose situation. So I'm just like, it's fine. Like I don't need that. I have things that I think about that are more important, that are bigger than all of this, and I'm fine. And I know I sound bitter and petty, but I think I'm happier. Like, I'm happier dealing with this than letting someone else come and scatter my life. As my sister says, like, why should I come let someone in and scatter my life? Like, it's not that serious. And in conclusion to this video, because I know someone might think people come out here, they make such videos, and then the next day you see them all bowed up, and they were just lying, and they're out here trying to make you feel like you should make a stand when you're actually sad about being lonely. Look, like, if you are someone who is desperately dependent on male attention or male affection or male companionship, like, do you, but like, this video isn't for you. But if you're someone like me and everybody thinks you aren't normal, you know, you probably have ambition, you have skills, and you actually have love and companionship in your family. And it's not that serious, especially if you haven't found someone who you feel is decent enough to settle with. Like, that's the thing. I'm not saying stay single forever. I probably will not stay single forever. I might meet someone tomorrow who meets my standards and I'll be all bulled up. Okay, that could happen. But if it doesn't happen, I will continue to stick to myself. I don't want to settle for something that is ridiculous and that is toxic. And I know myself. And that's why I fight so hard. I know what I'm attracted to, what I've been attracted to in the past, and it's nothing but toxic. And I can't, and I've just told myself I cannot do that to myself. Okay, I cannot do that to myself. And it's just very, very sad because I am someone who supports, my peers, my friends, my family, who find love, they find boyfriends, they find husbands, they get pregnant, they have kids. And then some people want to talk about having kids, and people are like, what about kids? What are you going to do about having kids? I am someone who have friends or family and whatnot who find happiness, and if they're happy, I am happy. Especially if I can see that they're in a good relationship. If it's a toxic relationship, like I won't even bother myself with being happy with them, for them. Okay, I'll let them know with my expressions or what, they will know that this is a bad decision. And then 100% of the time, they end up going through some BS because we all knew that this person was trash. But if they meet someone who's amazing, who's a good person, they are some, like I said, it's not all of them, but when someone finds someone, who's decent, like, I am happy for them. I will be there for all their events once they get pregnant and they have kids. Like, I'm there for them. Like, if they're happy, I'm happy for them too. And I'll be there, I'll be so supportive. But some of them do this thing where they now just want to project on me, and then they pity me or they think I'm sad. Like, they might, break some good news to me, like, oh, like, I got engaged, I'm getting married, I'm having a baby. And I'll be like, that's really, really nice. Like I'll do the whole dancing lady emoji and confetti. Like, I'll be really, really happy and excited for them. And then they reply with, yes, my dear, like, don't worry, your time will come soon. Or like don't worry, like there's a guy out there for you who will come. Like, but why do you have to say that? Why can't you be happy for me who likes money? Like, when I tell you I've had a promotion or a pay rise, or I'm celebrating my birthday in lavish way, like, why can't you support the things that make me happy? Like, that's what drives me. Like, getting married drives you, me getting money drives me. Like, let's be happy for each other. But that sometimes isn't the case. So, that kind of makes me sad. And now with the topic of kids, because I feel like I need to add this in, because at my age, I'm 27. And for someone who's saying I'm happy being single, someone might wonder, so, okay, what are you going to do about kids? So when it comes to kids, and I may be someone who's like, I will wait for as long as I want to, with regards to being single. Oh, and sorry, there's one thing that I want to talk about. When people are disputing this thing of being single and happy throughout your 20s, they will tell you that you are wasting your youth, and they will tell you, and they kind of pit women against each other, and then they enable men who want to worship youth and say this is what is attractive, this is what is desirable. They will tell you you will regret being picky in your 20s, because once you hit 30, nobody will want you. I don't like it, and I don't agree with such notions or such ideas or ideals of how you need to be in your 20s for you to bag a husband, for you to, find someone to marry you. Like, you have to be in your 20s. Like, once you hit 30, you become unattractive. When you're telling women this, I don't know, like, is there some, I don't know, some magic or something that goes on, or some switch that is turned on or turned off once you get married in your 20s, where you're going to remain attractive for the rest of your married life? You do realize that you would turn 30 one day within your marriage. So what are you telling people? Like, once you are 30 in your marriage, that you stop being attractive? Like, that's where, like I argue, like you can't keep telling people that they can only find a good husband or they'll only be attractive in their 20s, because that's the type of age that men want to marry. Like, you have to be in your 20s. And granted, a lot of men do this. They could be 45 and decide, okay, fine, now I want to get married, and then they'll marry someone who's 22. A lot of men do that, and then they put women under pressure because they feel they can only get married when they're in their 20s. But I'm just like, guys, even if you get married in your 20s, you will turn 30 one day. And if you settle with a man who was with you purely based on the fact that you're in your 20s, he will definitely leave you or cheat you for someone who's younger once you get older. You need to find someone, you know, who will love you for you. Like, I need to find someone who will love me and respect me and look at me as Chitalo, like the whole lot of Chitalo, okay? That's what they need to be attracted to, and not my age or my youth, because I will definitely get older one day. So I'm not worried about someone, okay, or me panicking with the remaining years of my 20s finding someone to marry me now. I'm like, if I'm trying to chase men who only want to marry women in their 20s, and then that's not the man I want to spend the rest of my life with, because I will put myself in problems. Like, I don't want someone who's only attracted to youth, especially in their big age. Like, that is a huge problem, because that means they're very childish and immature, okay? If at age 45, they want to marry a 22-year-old. Like, that's who they are. But I hope you get what I mean. Like that's a dangerous thing to do, and I can dispute this notion. Okay, fine. So there's one thing of how, or what if you get married? What about people who get widowed when they're in their 30s? Like, once they get widowed, it's like, oh my gosh, like no one is going to want you in your 30s. What about them? Like, what do you now tell your friends who might get widowed in their 30s and then they want to move on or find a new boyfriend? Or they might get divorced in their 30s, or maybe just things don't work out and they're in their 30s. Are you telling me that you tell your friends that, oh no, it's too late for them? There's people who find husbands, like if that's your thing, like if you really want to get married, people will find husbands in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. Sis, I know aunties and some people, okay, I won't say people's grandmas, because now I'm close to 30, but people's moms who are in their 60s and they have game. I know people's grandmas, okay, who got widowed in their 70s and they remarried. And it's so cute, like you see them with their new husbands, walking hand in hand, like after church or mass. Like, it's so cute. People have game. People have game, and don't put yourself under this pressure. Like, if you haven't found someone, okay, and I am that person, and I'm sure people are willing guys, like don't listen to her, you'll be single, don't, like you won't find anybody. But I've already explained why I dispute that. Like, it's not healthy for you to rush and settle for rubbish in your 20s. If you find something good in your 20s, well and good. But if you keep encountering people who are immature and are just with you with your youth, you're just putting yourself into more problems. Find someone who's attracted for you, at whatever age you will be, because you might get married in your 20s. Well, okay, fine, you get divorced in your 30s. Are you telling me that you'll be ugly and unattractive at that point? You might want to find love again, and you can. Like, again, it's a matter of just finding someone who's mature, who's sensible, and who respects you at whatever age that you are. So that's one thing with regards to age. So I really, really dispute that. But now when it comes to kids, I am the polar opposite. Ironically, when it comes to relationships or husbands or whatnot, I'm just like, you know what, take your time. Find someone who will make you, find someone who respects you and will not be giving you headaches and migraines, okay? That's my motto when it comes to relationship. But when it comes to kids, kids, like, I am one of those people who believes in a biological clock. And not all of us have Janet Jackson or Halle Berry and Halle Berry money, where you can have kids at 50. Okay, in fact, it's actually quite dangerous and quite risky. So if you want to have kids, sis, then, yeah, you might want to work on, finding a man, while you're still at that prime age of giving birth. But then again, don't go out there and just have kids with no plan. Like, please, a balance. At least work towards being able to support your child and finding a good father figure for your kids. And that's another thing, okay? That's another thing. You shouldn't blindly. I have so many friends. I know people who are close to me who want to be single moms. And, that's their option and their decision. But when you're bringing another human being into this world, it's not only about you. It's about this child, So there it's different. I'm not going to say wait until you're 50. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can have kids at 60. Like, the older we get, the better technology that's out there. You can have kids at 60. You can use a surrogate. Like, fine, well and good. You can experiment with that. But if you want to have kids, like, that's a completely different story. So I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to hype waiting. No, it's not healthy. And you're asking about me. So what about me? Do I want to have kids? Right now, to be honest, the answer is no. Right now, I'm not saying I never want to have children, but right now, as I am, age 27, I don't want to have kids. One, to be honest, I don't even like kids that much. Like, I don't like kids, but I love my nieces and nephews. They're so adorable. But do I physically want to get pregnant and pop a kid out, and it's not what I want for myself right now. But but I'm not saying I never want to have kids. But then again, you know, if I know that somewhere down the line, and this is a discussion I had with my parents, because like I told them, in a joking but kind of serious manner, how are you going to feel if I never get married? And we had a very frank conversation. And they weren't mad. So I was just like, oh, look at you, progress. But this was a very, very recent conversation that we had, like probably like 2 months ago or something. And they gave me very valid reasons, like we had a good chat, like they weren't yelling at me like a typical African Christian parent would. We had a conversation which I felt was very beneficial. My mom was like, right now you may be happy with your life, like you have siblings who you can hang out with and whatnot, but one day, we may not be there. When you're older, all your siblings, will have their own families, and you would definitely feel, a bit odd. And I think it's better if you have a family of your own. Like, definitely think about having a family of your own, because you want that the older that you get. And then my dad said something similar, where he was like, it's nice to have fun, to have experiences, to travel and do all of that. It's really great, but don't concentrate on just chasing money and everything. Like, money is great, chase it, but don't make that the focus of your life. And he gave me practical examples, which I also really appreciated, because it made me think of things differently. Because prior to that, I was like, in fact, there were points where I was like, sometimes I would say I never want to have kids, but after I had that conversation with my parents, my dad was like, and he gave me examples, like maybe even like maybe 6 people, like actual names and friends of people that he knows. And he was like, because he's in his 60s now, and he's like, I have these friends between that, like the age range is 50 and 60, female friends, and they chose to live an amazing life. They had lots of fun, but they've gotten to an age where like they're past menopause, they can't have kids, and every single one of them has regretted the fact that they didn't have kids. Every single one of them. They're independent women. Some got married in their 50s. They have really great husbands, but they are sad that they didn't have kids of their own. So I'm just, giving you a glimpse into the future, where you actually have a chance. Like, while you have the opportunity, don't think like that. I understand what you're feeling right now, but based on these numbers and statistics, most people might, they've gotten to an age where they have no choice. I I'm not saying it's everybody, but the good number of my friends who are past that age, who can't have kids anymore, every single one of them says they had a great life, but they wish they could have a kid right now. They have cats and dogs, which emphasize. And in my head, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to have a cat. Well, I will be spending like hella money, like traveling across continents, because he was, like, he's like, like, and people actually spend like thousands, transporting cats and dogs around continents. Can you imagine? Because they don't have kids. But I was like, that's me. That's me. That would be me. But I appreciated what he was saying, and it was a very valid point, where at least now I know better. Like, I'm seeing that perspective, that could potentially be me. So while I have the chance, at least it made me think, right now I'm 27. And for me, like, the maximum age I want to wait until I have kids is 35. So during this period of me discovering myself, being happy, if I don't find anybody, who's sensible, and that's another thing, I don't want to be a single mom. I do not want to be a single mom, because, like I said, I don't even like kids that much. Of course, when it's your own, like, like obviously you love them and everything, but I also know myself. I wouldn't want to raise a kid by myself voluntarily. I need a husband. Okay, not even a boyfriend. I need a husband, and I want my kids to have a father figure. I'm someone who actually feels, it's important to have a father figure. There's people who don't care about their kids having father figures, and that's them. I disagree, but respect your opinion. That's nice, but for me and my household, I would want my kids to have a father figure. And because I know that I need a father figure or husband to have kids, I need to find a husband first. And the caliber of men that I keep encountering are trash. So I'm single, so there's no way I'm going to have kids anytime soon. I am someone who, and again, there's people who will look at me and be like, oh my gosh, like, that's so backward, it's so archaic. You don't need a man to have kids. That's you, boo. Good luck with that. But like I said, once again, for me and my household, I will not be the person who makes a decision on behalf of my kids that they will not have a dad from the get-go. Like, I don't want to be that parent. That's not me. To me, it's a selfish decision. Like for me, yes, I can choose to be single, working for myself, but for my kids, no, 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 no. They deserve to have a dad. Like, that's me. So yeah, I think that's it. I have rambled for a long time. It's 40 minutes now. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to flood the comments. Let me know what you think, what you feel. I know people will probably watch, like my average view count is about 2 minutes per video. So yeah, probably five of you, like my five loyal ones who watched to the end. Like I know like the five of you, who actually watched the end. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching to the end, and definitely comment and let me know what you think, especially if you relate to me. Okay, especially if you relate to me. But yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said once again, if you see me all booed up a week from now, don't think I was scamming you in this video. Okay, just know that I found somebody who is decent, and that's nice. But chances are a year from now I will still be single as fuck. Okay. I'm 27. Maybe by 30, I will actually make the conscious effort to actually, like go on dates, like productive dates where I'm actually looking for someone who can be decent. I will try. I will start trying at 30. But for now, I'm just like, no, 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 no. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm fine. But yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.